All right. $53. That's 53S. Let's see what we got. Anything good here? So just looking for some varieties or anything special. Looking to see if I see anything on the S there. There's a lot of Variety Vista's got 27 different RPMs listed for this date, this mint. Just trying to see if I can catch anything. Sometimes it's hard to tell on these, especially the ones that aren't that noticeable. Especially on a lower grade coin like this. But I'm not really seeing anything. It is interesting to see the different placement of the S on the different, like where this one's almost real close to the 5, this one's a lot farther away. There's one up here I saw that, look, this one's almost under the 9, this one's more centered between the two. Here's one that's almost touching the 5. There's another one that's touching the 5. Oh, there's one that is touching the 5, it looks like. I don't see anything on that one. D. Looking for die cracks or chips or RPMs or anything. This was the same bucket I went through the other night, or I was starting to anyways. So these have been sitting here for probably 35-40 years without really having been searched other than by date. So I know there's no real crazy dates in here, but never really searched for any varieties. And just passing the time until I decide what I want for dinner, see what my wife and I want to get, and I know we got some other streams coming on at 6. Cheapskate is having an auction tonight. I think it starts at 6 Eastern anyways. Not sure if anybody else is on. It's supposed to have baseball games tonight, but it's pretty rainy here. So they got canceled. Can't really do anything outside. Grass got mowed yesterday, so I don't have to worry about any of that. $58D. Look at the damage on that 8. Almost looks like it's broken. Getting kind of hungry. What sounds good for dinner tonight? Just got home from work about 15 minutes ago, and be working from home tomorrow. More baseball games tomorrow night. If the rain holds off and fields get cleaned up. Not sure what that is at the bottom of the 9 there. Some damage on the 9, but I'll take a closer look with my loop. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I'm kind of talking quiet, but yeah, I think that is a die chip at the bottom of the 9. I do believe. And what you can't see on the scope, but I can see under the loop, there's actually 2 die scratches underneath the 5 here, and it's not really showing up here. But I mean, there's some damage going on, some wear. That does look like a die chip at the bottom of the 9. When I look under the loop, it doesn't look like there's any damage that would have pushed the metal there or anything along those lines. So we will set this one aside and take a closer look at it another day. I keep these pill bottles around for things like this. They're pretty handy when you're just need someplace quick to throw something so you don't lose it. Oh, that's ugly. Don't spend much time on that one. Look at this. It is beat up. So if anybody's out there but just lurking and just watching, hello, and feel free to hit the like button. If you haven't followed me yet, I'd appreciate that. Once I hit about 200 likes, I'm probably going to do a giveaway. Haven't decided what that might be yet. I think I'm at 177, 78, somewhere around there right now. So tell your friends, tell your coworkers. We'll make that giveaway worth something. Might even give away a couple things. Maybe some silver, some foreign stuff. You know what? I'm going to go throw the link here to this stream over on the Facebook page. If you haven't been to the Facebook page, there's a YouTuber. Might even give away a couple things. Mute that. There's a YouTuber community that is pretty active by community. And let's see if this gets any attention. We'll see what happens. See if that draws any attention there. We'll go back to that's pretty rough too. Not expecting to find too much in these, but I have found a few with some die chips and some die cracks, some a few things like that. Okay. My wife's gonna go find something to eat. You know, I've always been struck by how clean the date and the mint mark are and everything, but then how mushy the head of Lincoln is. Just how worn, even on a good, well-struck coin in a higher grade. Because I mean, it's a decent grade coin there. Some wear there on the top of the leaves there, but it's not bad. Look at his head. It's just a pile of mush. Let's see. 37. First one in the 30s today. It's actually no, I thought maybe it had a little woody effect on it, but it doesn't. I think we're closer. I was talking to through email anyways with Cheapskate, and he is putting together a live hangout for foreign and ancient coins, kind of the main topic there. It looks like a little bit of a planchet issue there. Right across there. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Cheapskate's putting together a hangout, live hangout, probably in May here sometime. Gonna have myself, Cheapskate, and I believe Rivendell, and there's another guy, I'm not sure who he is, but he's somebody that Cheapskate knows that's local to him, and that is, I guess, an ancient expert on ancients. But anyways, just have a hangout. We're gonna try to fit it into everybody's schedule. I know for me personally, it's a little tough. I coach baseball, and this time of year is busy. And but you can have a day like this where it's raining out and nothing better to do. That'll be fun, I think. Look, looks like something going on underneath the chin there. Could be a clash. I don't see any evidence of one anywhere else, but this 44 is in pretty nice shape, actually. It's got some nice color to it. Let's see where, if that was a Clash, what would be there? That corresponds to about the position of the end, but you know what? When I look under loop, it looks like just dirt or some weird toning on it. That line that looked like maybe it might have been a Clash, this one on the right side there looks a bit more just like dirt when I get it under the loop instead of the scope. So I don't think it's anything, although this is a nice looking, nice color. I don't know if you can make that out. It's got some nice toning on that. So I will set this one aside just because it's kind of pretty. You know what? That is not where I want to put that. I'll just throw it in here for now. Pretty quiet out there today. A lot of us on the East Coast might just now be getting home from work. If you're farther west, you're still working. .55s are known obviously for the double die, which this is not one, but also has a Poorman's double die, which is just machine doubling and die wear on it. But it's also known for a lot of issues going on in the head up here. And I have an example here of one that has a lot of issues. You can see the Poorman's doubling there at the bottom of the 5. And you can see here, oops, up here, big old die crack there. There's one coming up the head from here down, and there's more going on over here. And I think, yeah, even over the eyebrow here, there's some issues going on. And then on the reverse of this, there is, I believe, a big old chunk on the T. It looks like damage at first, but if you look at it closer, it is definitely a die, or a die break. So that's the kind of stuff that's pretty cool to find there, and it's found on these Poormans quite a bit. So that die that made this was in pretty bad shape. Probably didn't last too much longer after that. But this one I just looked at is not one of those. Here's a very ugly steel set. Yeah, that's pretty rough looking. Looked like it was in a really nice condition when it started to rust and everything. It might have been, this could have been dug out of the ground. I do remember finding a wheat cent or a steel cent at my parents' farm years ago when I first started metal detecting, and it was a bucket of rust. 34, it's pretty rough. Some of the copper looks becoming, but it's pretty rough. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, that's pretty ugly. A lot of these are not pretty coins, that's for sure. 41. So I hope everybody's having a good week so far. Oh, I started talking about Cheapskate. That's what it was. Putting that together. Going to try to plan something. It's a little, like I said, it's a little tough for me with baseball season, but we'll put something together. And I think we're going to try to have a kind of regular. I don't know what we're thinking, whether it's monthly, weekly, bi-weekly. I guess we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I like to do it regularly. That'd be fun. But I think we're planning on having just discussions, kind of open forum discussions. I don't want to speak for him because I know he's kind of put some thought into it more than I have. But I'm sure we'll have space for question and answer. Maybe some pictures we can look at. If you want to send pictures, we'll probably have a way to do that, so we can take a look at them and maybe identify some foreigners or ancients, or answer some questions about errors on those or whatever. And it might just be an open forum. I think that'd be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope I can get it into my schedule. Hope I can find some time, and I'm going to try real hard to do that. But the other day, when I started looking through these, I found quite a few pretty quickly that had issues. And that one I had, when I haven't found anything yet except for that one that had the die chip on the bottom of the nine, I believe it was. Some of these might even be, there might be some RPMs on some of these and I'm passing them up, but it's just, I kind of like to look for, I'm not focused on every little minor thing. I want to see some of these more dramatic ones, some of the more exciting, interesting looking ones, the ones that you can look at it without much problem and say, oh, there's a problem. Speaking of which, I think I found two issues with this one. It looks like a die chip there, or die crack. Looks like it's getting kind of large there. Let's see if it goes up to the rim up here anywhere. I don't see it, because it looks like there might be something right here as well. So I got those two spots on the wheat. This actually looks like a little bit of a planchet issue right there. Don't really see anything else. But hold on, what year was that? That was a 57D. 57Ds seem to have a lot of issues too. So we'll put this one aside as well. Oh no, except I lost it. There we go. So another 57D. Let's see. Can we find more issues with this one? That one looks pretty clean. Let me check. Oop, not that. There we go. I'm looking something else up over here because I am curious. Okay. Kind of looking up some other two sites that I tend to go to a lot. Let me jump over here. Variety Vista is a great place if you want to look up RPMs or overmint marks. So like I'm in the Lincoln section here, and it gives a by year. And for example, let's look at that 57D that I was just poking at. You can see there's 21 that are listed here, and you can see some of them are pretty minor, almost unrecognizable if you don't know what you're looking. You click in and go into further detail. It also gives you some dye markers for different stages, but you can also see some of the more dramatic ones. I don't know if like this one looks pretty dramatic there. Here's another one. See, this is the kind of stuff I want to find. Stuff like that. Stuff I can look at it from the naked eye and just say, oops, there we go, there's a problem. The overmint marks obviously are things like the D over S, S over Ds. Again, you can have images and stuff. The other site I like to go to is Wexler's, DoubleDye.com, and again, it has a lot of RPMs listed as well. A lot of it's probably the same ones. It's a little less of a searchable a little harder to search, but they have some other ones listed. So like on the Variety Vista for the 1919S, get back to that, they only have one listed. Over here there are two, which looks like the one on the other site is this first one here, and then there's another, and actually it looks kind of like this might have been looks like a variety, but they're not. Maybe need some better examples to be for sure. Oops. So those are the two sites. The Wexler site also has, other stuff like double dye listings. So you can look at wheat scent double dyes, and let's just pick one here, 1919. And again, there's some really low, like this. I'm not even sure where the doubling is. Looks like just some extra thickness. But obviously, you can also look at some of the more dramatic ones. Obviously 55. But there's also some less dramatic 55s that have doubling as well. So those two sites are pretty awesome, and I tend to go there quite a bit as I'm searching through stuff, or just need to kind of figure out what I'm looking at. But again, like this, if it doesn't jump out at me, I don't see anything jumping out at me on the D, so I'm not gonna bother. I got too much other things to go through, so I'm not gonna bother with that. maybe I miss out on some things, but I'm okay with that. I don't want to have to. I don't want to have a coin in a folder and have to look at it and say, "What's wrong? Why do I have this?" I want to be able to see it. Hey, cheapskate, how you doing? Just passing some time to till you come on. Baseball games got canceled tonight. We got a lot of rain moving in. Probably got an inch or so of rain coming in over the next 12 to 24 hours. So no games tonight. This is why it's hard to plan a schedule for me because you never know day to day sometimes. And like the games tonight, I might think I have tomorrow free, but who knows? The games tonight could be rescheduled for tomorrow. So, but I'll probably be around your auction tonight. I actually haven't looked at the list too much to see if there's anything I'm looking for, but I'll probably pop around, pop in, say hi, and hang out for a little bit. So just looking through some old crusty wheat pennies wheat cents that I've had laying around for quite some time, probably 35, 40 years. Um, Never searched for any kind of errors or varieties or anything like that. Pretty much just, yeah, I bet. We usually don't have that problem. We don't have a problem with extreme heat here. We might have a couple days in the summer that get up into the 90s, get, you know, probably average probably about, I would say, maybe 8, 9, 10 days a summer that get above 90 here. So we have more issues with rain and cancelizations. Um, I had a niece that her husband was stationed out in New Mexico, and she used to say the same type of thing, that things got canceled or you didn't want to leave your house. Yeah, I doubt there's any key dates in here. Like I said, I got these most of these out of circulation or um, from an uncle who gave me he'd give me butter dishes like this full of wheat pennies every time we went to visit him when I was a kid. And I would, I had my red book and would search for key dates and stuff like that. Never really found anything because I think he searched through them and pulled anything good out of there. He knew what he was giving me. Um, but I've never really looked for varieties or errors, and I just lost one. Yeah, never looked for varieties or key dates or anything like that. Yeah, I don't think I'd like 116 degrees. That would not be fun. Um, Now they always say that you know it's a dry heat out there, which supposedly makes it more bearable, but I don't know. 116 degrees is just too dang hot. Because if we get high humidity and 85 degrees, people are crying here. And the humidity just makes it awful. But dry heat or humidity, I don't care. 116, that's just too dang hot. I gotta imagine. Do you guys have issues with cars overheating or anything like that? I couldn't imagine that. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, fire is a nice dry heat, isn't it? I can imagine that air conditioning is critical. But wonder how you did it 100 years ago. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be stuck on a bus when it breaks down, especially if the air goes out. That wouldn't be much fun at all. I think our time that's a little worse is the winter time. Yeah, and in the heat here, in the humid heat, the wet heat that we have, even though it's not as hot, I know it's your body's way of cooling you off, but usually just dripping. Sometimes you get outside and if you're doing a little bit of activity, it feels like you just climbed out of the shower. Yeah, winters are our time when things get bad. We might end up with a foot of snow and ain't nothing you can do about it. So you're stuck. And the magical thing they call lake effect snow, which really only happens around the Great Lakes up here, and really the whole world. It's lake effects only really happens here in the Midwest, and but places get lake effect snow. You can dump a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet in a matter of hours. Sometimes I know Buffalo, which is probably Buffalo, New York, is probably I don't know, probably 60, 70 miles from here, from where I'm at, but it's right off Lake Erie, right on the edge of Lake Erie. And I know a few years ago, I think they had 7 or 8 feet of snow in a couple days. I liked snow when I was a kid. Don't like it so much anymore. But as a kid, I didn't have to drive to work in it or anything like that. So, but I'm gonna look this one up. See if there's any RPMs that stand out. I don't see anything obvious on this one. Um, just from looking at it, but I'm gonna take a look here quick and see if I see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that I care to dig deeper in. I've always wanted to go to Colorado. I've never been there. Um, Everybody I know that goes there doesn't want to leave. But yeah, yeah, we get that up in Cleveland. I'm probably about 40 miles south of Cleveland, and but that's where we get our local TV from. And yeah, you get some of those roads that wind just blows off the lake and the ice. There's actually a restaurant that the whole building, it's right on the lake, and the whole building gets encased in ice. Let me see if I can find um, I think it actually closes down during the winter. See if I can quickly find a picture of it. I don't think. But yeah, I'm not finding a picture real quick. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff. This is the kind of stuff that you see up there in Lake Erie. And it just fascinates me. We don't get that kind of stuff down where I'm at. We barely get lake effect sometimes. We'll get we'll get the leftovers of lake effect. So when lake effect comes down this far, yes, we're going to get a couple inches, probably 6-7 inches, but not like they get up near the lake. So I could not imagine living up there. Yeah. Why that? It's a pretty clean 56D. Nothing too exciting going on. I don't see anything special there. A lot of 56Ds in here. Yeah, right before you popped on, I started talking a little bit about the hangouts that you're planning. I didn't give a lot of details because I didn't want to give away I didn't want to give away anything, I wanted to kind of let you announce that, and plus you have all the details in your head. So, yeah, we have a saying here too in Ohio that you can experience all 4 seasons in a day, in 24 hours. We had a day a couple of weeks ago that started off at 75 degrees, sunny, and within 24 hours we had snow and 25 degrees. Oh, that's an ugly one. Vic, 39. I think I kind of remember these. I think a lot of these, I remember getting a bunch of 30s, and this has probably been 15, 20 years ago. I got a roll of pennies at the bank, and it was filled with Wheaties from the 30s that looked just like that last one. It was like somebody dumped all of them in acid and then put them in a roll. And in the bucket they went. $34. Yep. Yeah, actually, that day that I was just talking about, I remember it was a Sunday, and Sunday morning we got up, it was sunny, thunderstorms rolled in, and we had tornadoes nearby in the afternoon. And once the storm went past, excuse me, temperature started dropping, and we woke up to, wasn't much, but we woke up to half inch of snow. So yeah, weather is crazy. I can imagine you don't get too many tornadoes out where you're at now. We actually don't get too many of them here. Actually, this year already we've had 2 within, I don't know, we've had 2 come through within about 10 miles of us, which most years you don't have any. I mean, we might go 5, 6 years in between having a tornado within 50 miles of us. So to have two this close to us has been kind of an exceptional year. I know about 12, 13 years ago, we had one come through about 3 miles from us. Tore down a bunch of trees. Wasn't even that strong a one, but it knocked down a ton of trees. I do believe one person got killed, unfortunately. But so this was mixed in with the Wheaties. Yeah, we see water spouts out on Lake Erie occasionally too. This was this got stuck in the Wheaties bin somewhere from Guatemala. 1988 from Guatemala. I'm not sure what it is. Yeah, it doesn't have a denomination on it. Let's see. Which one is it? Oh yeah. 1 centavo. Well, I'm going to take off. I'm going to grab something to eat, and I will probably catch you in a few minutes on your auction. So, anybody else have a great evening, and we'll catch you later. So, God bless.